You're watching a special all-women's edition of Inside Indiana Business. I'm guest host Lauren Petersen, Vice President of Stakeholder Engagement at TechPoint, Indiana's nonprofit tech sector accelerator. The Insiders panel offers perspectives on what's making headlines and focusing on important issues women face in the workplace, especially in our tech sector. Our insiders this week are Ariel Crawley, Community Engagement Coordinator for Indie Women in Tech; Gabrielle Hendryx-Parker, CEO and co-founder, 6 Feet Up; and Linda Calvin, Vice President, School of Information Technology, Workforce Alignment at Ivy Tech Community College. Let's get started, panelists. I'd love to hear from each of you. What was your career trajectory? How did you land in your current roles? Ariel, can we start with you?
Sure. My current role, I previously served as the director of Ivy Works Indie Women in Tech at Ivy Tech Community College. Enjoyed the role and helping the program grow, and just saw a position come available at Indie Women in Tech and decided I wanted to help make the program more broader. And it's been great ever since.
That's wonderful. So you're a byproduct
Yes.
of the program. Really, that's fantastic. Linda, to you.
I am 20 years in industry, and it just so happens that I worked at Stanley Black & Decker as global IT leader in digital and security business. I spent 20 years at Dow, and one day I saw the position at Ivy Tech, a VP of IT, and at first I wasn't interested because I thought, I don't want to be VP of SAP or putting laptops on desks. But then I read about the position, and I was fascinated. So I have a great job. I love it every day. And so I'm just really excited to be here and to be talking about it.
That's wonderful. And Gabrielle, to you.
When I was in prep school, my math teacher said I should really never do anything with computers. So obviously, I immediately pursued a career in tech, worked at Microsoft, worked at NCR, then moved to California, where I met my husband, and about 20 plus years ago, we co-founded 6 Feet Up and have been growing the company since then.
That's wonderful. I hope your math teacher is watching today. Gabrielle, would love to start with you and then hear from the rest of the panelists. How are you specifically investing in women and minorities and helping them succeed in technology?
Sure. So for me, as an entrepreneur, I think it's really important to invest in your staff. And I believe that the best staff you can have is a gender balanced staff. Mm-hmm. So we've always put a lot of emphasis in having, as many women as possible to kind of have a staff that has as many skills and soft skills and talent as possible. Really focusing on when receiving resumes, looking at data first, not jumping into the resume, not looking at who sent the resume, but really asking job seekers to send, actually go through a personality assessment first, so that we can see the data first, and then only look at the resume once we have an idea of whether that person is going to be a good fit or not. I think that is really important, because if your first inclination is to look at someone's background, you may be everybody is biased, and so you might be following your own biases. So I do believe this is really important.
Yeah, Linda, how are you helping women and minorities succeed in technology?
Well, we have a number of programs and initiatives we're running at Ivy Tech, but I think the first thing we have to do is, a lot of organizations now want to have a diverse talent pipeline, but in order to do that, you have to think about, and I love what you said about differences, you have to think about it differently. It's not always the technical background. So, at Ivy Tech, we have a majority minority campuses in our systems, and we have a lot of people of color in our programs, and so I encourage, through meeting with employers, to think differently about their talent pipeline, not to just focus on the 4-year, the traditional, but also to look at us and look at the skills we are building for our students. But the other thing is being visible, right? When you can see us, you can be us. And so going out and being visible to students, to K-12, and speaking, I hope to attract a lot more people to say, you can look up and you can see her, I can do this too. And then finally, it's really working with community-based organizations. So working with InnoPower as an example. We have Indie Women in Tech. We're looking at, formed a Black Tech Thought Leader Network, talking with Indiana Latino Institute and the Latino Collective, but really searching for ways to engage with community, to create partnerships, to say, hey, we can help build talent pipelines, but we want to collaborate with you and bring tech to life for them.
Yeah, those are great tangible examples. Ariel, what about you?
I would say that we work on making sure that we're eliminating those barriers that keep women from thinking that tech isn't available for them. So even just giving out scholarship dollars so that is free or no cost so that they're able to go back to school either at 1150 or Ivy Tech and expand in those skills, or even just looking at some of those initial barriers of childcare or emergency assistance or transportation assistance that might keep women from saying, I can't do this, I don't have childcare after school, how can I complete my program? Or I have no way to get to Ivy Tech and complete my education, how could I complete this program? So I think by us giving funding for those areas, it helps open up those floodgates so that women can say, okay, I can do this, but also I have those barrier busters that would keep me.
Yeah, great examples for the now too. Pivoting as we think about the next generation, I would love to hear from each of you how your organizations currently are working to pay forward and pave the path for the next generation of women and minorities to be successful in technology.
I would say for us, it's really looking at those early years. So elementary school, middle school, high school. For each one of those categories, we do have programming. We have T for our elementary students, which is hands-on activities for them to complete so they really get an idea of what is STEM. And it's not some big pie in the sky thing. It could be simple as a Lego experiment. And then also doing our Ignite Your Superpower event that we've hosted for the past 4 years. We've had over 2,000 Central Indiana girls participate where they get hands-on experience with learning about STEM, but also being able to be on a college campus. And then lastly, I would say is pathways for high school students where they can compete in a reverse job fair and ask those employers, what do you need from us in order to jump into tech?
Yeah, and am I correct? Over $1 million invested by Indie Women in Tech into those organizations and partners.
Correct.
That's fantastic.
Thank you.
Linda, what about you?
I think it's to build upon what Ariel said. The one thing we need to do is we need to be reaching out when they're younger, but also we have to demystify what computer science is. Yeah. We have to stop talking about it like it's Star Trekian, right? Yeah. And so a lot of what we're doing is saying, hey, we're going to map your passion to tech. So we're talking about software development, talking about what cybersecurity is, talking about what networking is in smart homes. So that's one way, is just appealing to kids to say, hey, this is what tech looks like. It's not Big Bang Theory, right? Yeah. It's really just whatever your passion is, there is probably a tech pathway for you, but also reaching out and having camps and having activities where they can engage with us and learn more about our programs, leveraging platforms that we use through After School HQ or other ways that we can get programming there so kids can see, hey, I want to do a really cool tech thing, right?
That's fantastic. Gabrielle, we have just a few seconds left. Anything that you would like to add?
I think it's really important for us to invest in everybody's unique ability. So that's what I spend a lot of my time, is coaching young women to be more assertive and to follow, their true path back to following their passion.
Yes. Ladies, I wish we had more time. We could spend the entire day together. Thank you so much for your leadership. It really is appreciated. And we will be right back after this. Stay with us.